Welcome to the Me and
D Show.
We talk about anything from stand-up comedy to
horror and anything in between.
Right on. Good job. Today we're in Baldwin Hills and we actually have a special guest, and that is...
That is right. That is right. Her name is Brooks. She's a stand-up comic here in LA.
Yeah, we're really excited about asking her all the weird questions that we ask, all right?
Yeah, man.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm definitely excited, dude.
All right. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Let's do this. All right, guys. I am now with Brooks, LA comedian. How are you doing today?
Super.
Super?
Yes.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
All right. So I have a series of questions for you, 5 in total. Just answer them to the best of your ability. Be honest, of course. And let's have fun with it.
Super. That's going to be great.
That's right.
Yeah, but I do have long COVID, so just know that my answers may be like, what? Okay.
All right. So here's the first question, okay? Would you ever wear any type of clothing made out of trash bags if the designer was Versace?
Oof. Well, first of all, a friend of mine had a piece of clothing from Versace, and she gave me the paper bag that came in, the shopping bag. So I was like, you know what I'm going to do? She may be wearing the clothes, but I'm going to wear the paper bag, put little holes in it. So yeah, it was kind of a mini dress, but yeah, I sure would.
That's great. That's honestly great. All right. So the second question is, how many marriage proposals have you received or given in your lifetime?
Thank you for adding that, because getting marriage proposals is so outre. I mean, my mother would tell me when I was growing up, like, oh, I had 6 marriage proposals by the time I was 17. Well, guess what, Mom? Times are different. Women have the power. And so the answer is I didn't get any marriage proposals, but you know what? I totally gave one. And he said yes. And I'm not going to say it was sort of a hit and miss because, well, he was in the shower, the door was closed, I was vacuuming in the next room, so I wasn't sure if he was going to hear it or not, but he did. Yes! So that really worked. I think he felt like he was kind of like, oh, trapped, but, you know, it worked out. We did get married.
Well, that's great. That's honestly great.
Well, it's also terrible because we then broke up. It was a failed marriage after 40 years. I guess if we'd stuck around 41, it would have been great. Fair enough.
Well, my third question to you is, would you accept a marriage proposal from Quagmire from Family Guy if he offered you unlimited flights for free?
Well, you know what? Quagmire, luckily I am deaf in one ear, so I wouldn't have to hear half of him. But you know what? Construction people are here. Good. So, you know what? Quagmire, I'd only have to hear half of his SHIT. And secondly, I'd make sure there are a lot of insulation between the walls and the doors. So yes, and I would travel all over the place, and he can stay home and yell. Not my problem.
Hey, traveling is like the thing right now.
Well, between healing and traveling, it's like, yeah.
It's a good combination.
Yeah, you travel to heal, you heal to travel. Yeah.
So my fourth question for you.
Wow, we're moving along.
All right. Is who in your family would you say is the closest representation to Cartman from South Park?
Well, isn't it interesting? First you asked about Quagmire, and then you asked about Cartman. I kind of see Quagmire as a grown-up Cartman, right? So whatever.
I never thought of it that way.
Yeah,
actually.
I mean, I'm like, well,
I never thought of it that way.
You know, I think about Cartman, and you know, he's really, I like to say, he's forthright in his attitude. He gets things done. That's the nice way to put it on a report card. Quagmire Cartwright is such an interesting young man in kindergarten. He really speaks his mind. So I'm going to say that, don't we all have a Cartman, a little sweet Cartman who grows up to be a little sweet Quagmire? Think on that one.
All right, my last question for you is, have you ever been, or at least how many times have you been heckled on stage?
Oh my God. Can I just change stage to carpool? That's the thing is, I embrace being heckled because, like, you know what, kids? I have driven carpool for 16 years. Heckle me. Just try. Because you know what? I get heckled in a show. I put the mic right back on the stand and say, you know what? We're going to stop this show right now until you can apologize, and nobody's going to get any more laughs until you take care of yourself and apologize.
You know what? I'll even ask you a bonus question.
Whoa.
What was the worst heckling experience you've ever had?
Oh my gosh. Well, you know, as I say, I invite hecklers because it really keeps my, you know, ability to offset any of that stuff. But I think my worst, maybe my best. Well, the worst is, of course, when no one's listening, which is also like carpool. But I think my best heckler was someone who I kind of wanted to have her go on the road with me because she was wearing a long evening gown right by the mic at a bar. And she was like answering everything I did, but she had feelings. She felt for my pain. I was going through the divorce. And I'd say, yeah, you know, I'm going through divorce. And she'd be like, oh, you're going, first of all, she was Russian. So this is my version of her, but she had the long gown on. She was elegant. So I love that. And she's like, oh, you're going through divorce. That is so Russian, that accent. And then I said, yes, but it's okay. She goes, oh, but it's okay. And yeah, so I loved her. That's my biggest heckle that was most memorable. The other heckle is just non-heckle, which is no one listening.
I think personally, the worst thing ever, at least when I've been to some comedy shows, is when nobody says anything at all.
Oh,
That's
God.
like that seems to me anyway. If you're on stage, it's like the worst thing.
Guess
You can
what?
imagine.
I got the best advice from Dave Chappelle. Okay, via Trevor Noah, who was being interviewed on TV. But I consider it, you know, from Dave Chappelle. I'm going to turn that around for you, Donovan, because what Dave Chappelle said to Trevor Noah, no, Trevor Noah repeated, was that, Trevor, okay, let me just reference it. Trevor was opening for Dave Chappelle in New York, and Trevor said, Dave Chappelle, why am I opening for you? You're so funny. Why me? And Dave Chappelle said, and I listened, he said, Trevor, I can get 1 million people to be funny on stage. Dime a dozen. He said, but you're interesting. People want to listen to your story. So he said, when it's silent, Trevor Noah said, when it's silent, I know people are listening. So that's a good sign. So I think to myself, like,
Really?
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Button up, people, listen.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's nice. It's what my mantra is.
That's really cool, honestly.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, that's all for me, for Brooks.
Me and D and B. Okay, I just insert myself. Sorry.
All right, so we're back with Brooks, LA comedian. Hey, how are you?
Is that a fist bump?
Is that a fist bump? It can be whatever you want it to be, Brooks.
I'm really aware.
We're aware of what's going
I
on.
want to connect.
Okay, first I got to say this background is absolutely gorgeous.
Thank
Thank you so much for having us
over. This is my backyard.
This is her backyard. Isn't this amazing?
It's
this is
so
amazing.
much maintenance.
Maintenance? You do a great job in taking care of it,
Thank
by
you.
the way. So I am a lover of collecting records. I love I love records.
LPs.
Do you like
You're talking about LPs?
Vinyls?
Yeah, vinyls.
Vinyls, right?
Okay.
LPs,
Yeah, of course
yeah.
Are you doing another fist bump?
I am not. I'm not, but we can.
Okay,
We can do
I'm
a
just
fist
so
bump.
aware of
You're aware of
connecting.
what's going
Because
on.
when you're doing like this, I'm like,
Oh.
that is a fist bump.
I'm going to put
waiting
my
happen.
hands in my pockets now.
Okay.
This is a hands and pockets interview. That's what this is.
Well, that is also, that body language is kind of like,
okay. It's all right. It's okay.
Okay.
So, vinyls. Back to vinyls.
I
real
love
quick.
vinyls.
You love vinyls.
Yep.
Okay, wonderful. Okay. So, what was one of your favorite records or record collection
Obviously.
when you were a teenager?
Obviously, Help was my, and A Hard Day's Night from the Beatles.
Oh,
It was my very first one,
Beatles.
1964.
As soon as you said Beatles, you know what that reminds me
What?
of? Sunday mornings on 95.5, they have Breakfast with the Beatles.
Oh my God, what do you mean?
Yes,
okay, just all
they
the
have it on
greatest?
there. Yeah,
Not
they have-
now.
Yes, they do.
Okay,
Every morning you have
okay.
to tune in. Okay, it starts around 8 o'clock in the
Or
ends at
just get my
noon,
vinyls out.
or you get your vinyls out. What is your favorite vinyl for the Beatles? Being that
Well,
that's what we're talking about.
I would have to say, you know, Hard Day's Night hit me like a hard day's night.
I think a hard day's nice.
And
Okay,
because
nice pun.
I'm
by the way.
also a little bit challenged by lyrics
Okay.
and words in general. Thank you, long COVID, and names. There, of course, the next album was Help, right? Help was on another album.
I'm not really sure.
Okay,
I'm not sure.
you gotta listen on Sundays. So do I. But that's like the only song I actually know the words.
Oh, okay.
Help, you know. I mean, because
All right.
it repeats a lot.
Okay, so but my next question real quick is
Yeah.
going on with the vinyls.
Yeah.
Did the Beatles, did they put their lyrics on the actual
No,
the
you
cover?
had to listen
You
hard.
had to listen to it. Oh, okay.
Okay, I may be wrong about that, but
Okay.
not sure because sometimes on the back, you know, they did that.
Okay, sometimes they did.
Right. Yeah, I would have to. Can I get back to you on that?
You can get back to me on that. We'll have part 2. Part 2 is what we'll have on that one.
Part 2.
Part
so
2.
I went and looked into that, and I still don't know.
You still don't know?
No.
Okay.
To be continued.
To be continued.
Yeah, because that's interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Beatles, hands down, that is your
was my
favorite.
first, most impactful one. And then, of course, Elton John.
Okay,
It's a
love
little
Elton
bit
John.
funny. It's a little bit funny. And, of course, I'm like,
Yes.
funny, stand up, yes.
Okay.
You know that song? It's a little bit funny.
Yes, I do.
The
I do.
feeling inside, you know?
Feeling inside.
And, of course, Joni Mitchell took me down as far as I already was.
I am not familiar with Joni Mitchell.
Joni Mitchell is the one you want to be thinking about suicide with, or you want to be a teenager in high school in the Northeast in the winter when it's dark at 3 o'clock.
I gotcha.
So Joni Mitchell really, she sang to those teenagers in agony, which meant all of us.
So she was very moody, but you're saying very kind
my
of moody
God.
music?
Okay. You got, okay.
I'm trying to get the vibe
Part
here.
2, you got to
I'm trying to kind of get the vibe here.
I'm telling you, she is like the most morose, but she came out the same time as James Taylor, which was another, Sweet Baby James was one.
Okay.
And then, you know, I discovered Barry White and reggae.
Barry White.
Well, of course, I always loved Motown. Always, day one. So, yeah.
Okay, but now we're talking about the dating world because, you know.
Which dating world? The current,
your dating world.
As a single, mature woman.
There we go. I like how you said that word.
Yeah, me too.
Mature.
That's a third. That's thank
Not
you,
mature.
Thank you,
mature.
Thank you, Miss Renosa, 3rd grade. Maturity.
Mature.
The maturity.
Got it. Okay. So, on dates, have you ever been in a situation to where you ended up paying for the dinner? It's like it wasn't negotiated beforehand. We're not talking about going Dutch. We're talking about like the guy kind of just, you ended up paying for the dinner date. Okay. Did you ever have a situation like that?
You know what? A lot of ways, I just like to turn things around to make them that frown a smile.
Oh, okay.
Turn that frown upside down because, did I have a date where I didn't pay?
Oh, okay.
and first of all, did I have a date? Is that what we're calling the dating sites?
Okay, so all right. Okay, well, we're talking about you actually went on.
I met and we were, and then it's like, okay, you know, fine. Oh my God! But I just turned. Those were my practice dates.
Your practice dates.
Yeah.
So you did pay for a dinner.
When didn't I?
Okay.
I'm just saying until I met my out-of-town boyfriend.
To your out-of-town boyfriend.
Yeah, but the dating would be as I had so many cute outfits to wear from when I was married and didn't get to wear them. So I thought dating sites, I'm going to go to dinners, wear cute outfits.
I like how now we're talking about cute outfits. At first we started the question with, you know, hey, did you pay for dinner? But now we're talking about cute outfits.
Dating, and I'm like,
or was it that you ate at
whatever the knockoff of Popeyes is in Hollywood Boulevard.
Alrighty.
But I wasn't really hungry, so I just paid for his.
That's high end.
Yeah, I'm like, this could be going somewhere.
But the next, I have to ask, did you dine in or did you go through the drive-thru?
Well, I think there was an orange vinyl topped a little booth that he sat in and I sat with him. And yeah.
Okay. I think that says it all. I think that says it all. Okay.
So
all right. So you know about Johnny Depp, right? Great actor, fabulous actor.
Great actor in the courtroom.
Okay. All right. That's a different subject altogether. But I have to know, would you fight an ostrich to meet Johnny Depp? If that was the level.
First of all, I would follow an ostrich out that way because I don't want to meet him.
So you don't want to meet Johnny Depp?
No.
Why is that?
Well, I don't know if you know, he's recently been in a court battle with his ex.
I know all about it.
I have no interest in meeting Johnny. Well, I'm just going to say that guy.
Okay, so you have no interest.
I don't think the ostrich does either. I think we just get hell out of town because that Johnny Depp, I just have no interest.
So you and the ostrich are going to go to dinner.
I was just like, he's like, hell no, I'm running this way. Yeah.
So you and the ostrich are going to go to dinner and then
who's paying?
Okay. Getting back to your childhood.
Oh, man.
Childhood, okay. Childhood candies, right? I had a favorite childhood candy as well.
Which one?
Bazooka Joe gum. You remember opening that up and it had the little cartoons on the inside?
Yeah.
That was more interesting than the actual candy, but that's why I remember it.
You don't really have a sweet tooth.
Not a big sweet, but as a kid, what was your favorite candy though?
I loved candy.
You love candy.
I loved candy.
Okay, but do you have a favorite one?
So let me tell you.
If you had to pick.
Guess which one I frequently had that left me with
I'm asking the question.
No, but this is a fun. I see if you could guess. I would have a black, like my teeth would be black, and I'd have black
licorice.
Yes,
you love licorice.
Good and plenty.
Good and plenty.
But I also loved, Boston baked beans.
Okay, all right. So
I like crunchy with the.
You like the chewy stuff.
Well, I like.
Okay, so being an LA stand-up comedian.
Oh yeah, I will travel. Azusa, hello.
Oh. Okay, travel on the road.
I'll travel. In fact, I have been on the road.
Okay, so why stand-up though? I mean, everyone's got kind of a trigger.
Again, I'm going to just turn this possibly sad story.
Turn things around.
And to well, let me just say, okay, so I guess when you grow up with a dark childhood, no, I always was loud because I have 3 older brothers. You got to be loud if you're the little sister, right?
That's very true. Absolutely, you got to be loud.
And well, secondly, I did drive carpool for a long time, so I got used to amusing myself and no one listening in the back. And my ex has been involved with comedy professionally his whole life.
Really? I did not know that.
My whole adult life. So I've been around. I would see every Friday. Every Friday, I would sit in the audience and watch a sitcom. And I met. I consider and before we were married in New York, we would go to the all the clubs. And he was not a comedian, but we would watch comedians. Jerry Seinfeld, when he was just the host, the MC at Catch a Rising Star, and he was juggling and stuff.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So that's how old I am. I've met a lot of amazing comedians. Lucille Ball was my idol growing up.
Okay. You're telling your age now.
Well, they're reruns. Nick at Night.
Nick at Night. I gotcha. Right. So you grew up with comedy, and then it inspired you to do it today.
And when I got divorced and was on my own, having been around it so much and loving it, I was also doing improv classes. And, awesome. And again, wrong timing because everybody else was a lot younger. And so I was looking around for when they'd say, you got to get a team. And I'm like, cool. So I'd ask around and be like, hey, guess what, Mike? There's a team that's looking for members. And they'd be like, no, thanks. So that was me. I was the team. I had no members because I was 100 years older than everybody. And I like to think. And so I'm like, hey, what can I do alone? Because being alone is what I love to do.
Oh, you love being alone?
No, I don't.
That fills you up?
Sarcasm.
Oh, that was sarcasm.
I'm just saying, since I couldn't get a team, it's like stand-up. And also, because I've always loved stand-up people and, stand-up with their character. A stand-up person.
Okay.
And, no, that's a fun. Stick with me. Okay. But the thing is, you know what? And people say, why stand-up? It's so hard. It's so difficult. It's so hard. I said, nothing is harder than a bad relationship.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. But so stand-up to you is kind of the center of your life. You've kind of always kind of grown up with it. And now it's just a part of you now.
I had to do it. My family was pretty traditional. So I did a lot of talking under my breath. And also, in school, what's really fun about stand-up, everybody aspiring stand-ups to be like me, and I aspire to be like Mike. But the thing is, for aspiring stand-ups, what was really amazing to realize that during all of my childhood elementary years, I was always at the back of the class going making fun. And then suddenly, as stand-up, you're suddenly moved to the front of the class, and now you're the one looking at everybody looking at you.
Thank you so much for being with us today.
I'm going to do how about do a combination namaste and a fist pump. And
namaste.
I'm going to
namaste. Okay, that works. Okay.
And then look at this. Wait. How do you do the one where it's where you go like that?
Oh, okay. So you go like this and you go like that.
Yeah, we did it.
There we go. We did it. Big hug?
Yeah.
All right, big hug. Here we go.